Hey everyone, North Central here. Thanks for tuning in. We're back out here at the back of my house in the little garden, and these are the steakhouse tomatoes from Burpee, the hybrids that came out this year. And as you can see, some of them are red and ready to pick. Now this one is about the biggest one that's on the vine. I had another one that came off the vine a few days ago. It's also red, a lot redder than this one is now. And we're going to go ahead and pick it, and then I'm going to weigh it, and we're going to see how much it weighs. Now, it's not a 4-pound tomato. These are supposed to get somewhere between 2 to 4 pounds. And this one I would say is just over a pound. So I don't know if it had to do with the weather that happened this year. We had a lot of rain, a lot of overcast skies. If it was just that I maybe had all of the tomatoes in 3 group clusters hanging off the vines like this one is. It's in a 3-group cluster going on up. Maybe it needs to be less than that for these tomatoes to get, very large. But there's a lot of tomatoes on this. I mean, there's probably somewhere around a dozen tomatoes on this plant. And some of them are turning orange. These ones up here are. Some of them are, all of them are around a pound that are starting to turn. So we'll see what goes on. I'm gonna go ahead and pick these, and then we can take them right inside and give them away. Whether it got 2 or 4 pounds or not, that's still a good sized tomato. That's kind of a funky one. They had 2 of them kind of grown together. It's weird. Alright, super sauce tomatoes. Now this is on the one plant. The other plant, the tomatoes haven't turned orange or red yet. This ones are starting. This one right here it's a close race between this one and one that's on the other plant as to how big they are. But I'm going to go ahead and pick them, and again we'll take them inside and weigh them and see how much they are. Again, these are the super sauce tomatoes from Burpee. These have been out for a couple of years now, and these are a 1 to 2 pound sauce tomato. And we'll take that inside and set it on the windowsill. Go ahead and let it ripen up, but before we do, we'll make sure that we weigh it. Same thing with that beauty right there. And pretty quick with just the sweet pepper here. It is definitely got a bunch of peppers on it. Still making little peppers. There are no more buds on it right now. I do see some that's getting ready to flower at the top, but just waiting for these to get to where I can pick them. Peppers grow slow, so keep on watering here. The last few days have been way up into the 90s, and I haven't been out here to be able to tend to the garden like I want to, but these are doing well. The tomato plants, you saw that a lot of the leaves were burning off. I just watered them. So, this is what happens when you have a full-time job and then try to garden a little bit too. So, at least the peppers are doing well. The tomato plants, I'll save them. I'll give them some water, and they'll be good. So I got another pretty good score of green beans here off my plants. They seem to be doing very, very well. Let me set these down. Now when I pick my green beans, I like for the bean inside the pod to be good and done. And what I mean by that is if you can see the ripples where the pod is going around the bean, okay? The bean inside's done and it's ready to be picked. That's the way I like all my beans to be. I don't like there's real straight ones where the inside beans are real small. I like to actually have the beans. So you may have a different preference, but that's mine. So I'm expecting to get at least one more picking off these vines that are here. Some of them I could have went ahead and picked, but I want them to have just a little bit more time to get good and full done like I like them. And then the rest of them, I'm going to let them grow and dry right on the vine because these are heirlooms. And I want to be able to save the seeds for next year's planting so I don't have to buy the seeds like I did this plant. So this is the California bell pepper. And as you can see right there, we have a nice bell pepper. And then we have another one right over here. It's still bunched up at the top. I don't know. Got another little one right here. So that's 3 bell peppers on this one little plant. And it's still all bunched up here at the top. Got a couple of other ones getting ready to come in. They flowered. The flowers are dying, and now the peppers are coming on. So we're starting to get bell peppers onto the plant. Apparently it was just a late bloomer. So that's good for me because I want the bell peppers. So beside the tomatoes here, the steakhouse tomatoes, we have the Burpee blazing banana peppers, and a couple of them are just about ready to be picked. I left a few of them on that were smaller. It's definitely starting to bloom more, if you can see the blooms on there, and the little pepper. I've got little peppers coming out on it. It's still producing, so I'm expecting to get another big crop off of this, which is great. More banana peppers for my pizzas. Okay, so we're here in the kitchen. I've got the tomatoes. Please don't mind the jars here. They're still sitting out from where I canned beets the other day. Put a video up, so if you're interested on how to can Mama K's special sweet beets, go check out that video. It's up. So the tomatoes. 2 tomatoes here. They're really about the same size. This one's fell off the vine a few days ago, and I brought it in here to ripen. You see how nice and red it is. This one ripened on the vine. This one's just a little bit deeper red than this one is. So let's go ahead and weigh this one first. This one was off the vine a couple days ago. Just a touch over 1 pound, just about what I thought. Let's go ahead and try this one. Again, these are the Steakhouse tomatoes by Burpee. A little bit heavier, but still just over 1 pound. That's kind of what I thought. You know, a 4-pound tomato is going to be, 4 of these. So that's a pretty big tomato. So, don't know what happened. Don't know if it was me where I just had too many tomatoes on the vine, which I'll take care of next year. I'm going to do a couple little experiments with these because I will be growing these again next year. But let's move on to the super sauce tomatoes. These are the 2 that I took off. This one here being the biggest one. You can see they're still a little tiny bit orange, but they will ripen up, and then of course they'll go in my dehydrator. So let's go ahead and weigh the big one here. About 1.5 pounds, just a little bit off of 1.5 pounds. That's not too shabby. This is a 1 to 2 pound tomato, so that's pretty much right on track with it. And then the smaller one that was right beside it should be about 1 pound. Yep, just over 1 pound, just like the Steakhouse tomatoes were, just over 1 pound. But it came from the same vine, so still a good tomato, still right on by Burpee, the super sauce tomatoes. Now I've got a couple tomatoes here that came off the West Virginia 63s. I went ahead and picked them. They are red, so let's go ahead and weigh them just to weigh what they normally are, because they're all about this size. So you're really looking at about 10 ounces, just over a half pound. So, that's not bad for a West Virginia 63 tomato. I mean, they're just a regular heirloom tomato. So, not too shabby. Okay, so that's all that's really interesting in the garden. Everything else is growing. The West Virginia 63s, got a few of them that's yellow. As they turn red, I'll take you out there and we'll pick some of those. They're still not doing very well, but they are producing tomatoes. These banana peppers here, not too long from now we'll be ready to go. And again, this plant here is producing a lot, just like its sister on the other side. Tomato plants, give them plenty of water. This stuff right here is just Yeah, it is what it is. I didn't get to them to water them for a couple of days in this real high heat that we had, but they'll come out of it, and they'll come out of it stronger. So until next time, this is North Central. Thanks for watching.